Okay guys, we ran out of time and I would like you to give practice one a try for homework. It deals with something called a motion map, which is something that we haven't really talked much about. So I set this up to give you a very rough idea. It's not exactly like your homework, but perhaps you can take it and figure it out with a little bit of help from this video. Okay, so as you can see, I have this little cylinder right here, my meter stick, which I have set up out to about 14 centimeters. And then I've got this piece of paper with the arrow. This looks a lot like your workbook. That's where our motion maps are going to go. And I just want to give you an idea of what a motion map is. A motion map will put a dot every second that elapses. So I can't really measure time very well on this video, but let's assume that every time I move the cylinder, only 1 second elapses. That makes it a little easier for me. All right, so at time 0, I'm going to be at the 0 mark. Let's say I move to the 4. And let's say that took all of 1 second. So my first dot's going to go here. That's my 1 second dot. And let's say then I move up to the 8 centimeter. And it takes another second to do that. So if I assume I began at 0, I really should make this my 0 seconds. I'm going to draw an arrow to show the direction of motion. I'm going toward the 14. It's taking me 1 second each time. Now let's say that the cylinder sits here for 3 seconds. So 0 second, 1 second, 2 seconds, and it sits here for 3, 4, 5 seconds. I'm running out of paper. And then it starts going the other way. Like let's say now it moves, it takes 1 second to move back to the 4. See how I draw that? When it sits still, it just stays at that position. And then when it turns around, you simply draw the arrow the other way. Again, every dot represents 1 second. So we start with 0 seconds here, and you can count. All right, it should all follow in one fluid motion. So if you're not quite sure where to begin, make sure that you can continue the motion by following the dots. And hopefully that makes sense. It does not always have to start on the left. If your position began at 14 and moved backwards, you'd be starting over here. But hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea of what motion maps are, so you can at least begin to try to tackle your homework just a little bit. And we'll talk more tomorrow.